Change is scary, but change is growth. I made the biggest decision of my life to move and work in London, UK, spending the last 6 months packing up my life, saying goodbye to my friends and family, and trying to have any grasp on a future that is unwritten. This video will act as a guide to what my first impressions were of this city and how I personally handled something that is both simultaneously exciting and challenging. So, where did this story start? I knew for the longest time that I wanted to live in a different city, in a different lifestyle, in a new place to broaden my horizons and grow as an individual. It was something that always excited me. Particularly the UK's working holiday visas made it easier to achieve this exact goal simultaneously with travel opportunities. I was excited in theory, but practically it proved to be more difficult in the lead up, as I needed to leave a job that I was happy in, leave an apartment and a neighbourhood that I absolutely adored, say my last farewells to those nearest and dearest to me, sell all my belongings including my first car, and trying to pack my life into 2 suitcases, and have the unknown of what was to come looming over me. You probably are thinking the same thing of why I'm leaving so many good things behind and is it really worth doing? I was leaving comfort, but I knew that once I bit the bullet, there would be no regrets because I was at a time in my life where I felt ready for this experience. And no one who moves overseas ever regrets the experiences they had. And even if you don't like it, you can always have the option to go back home. No one is stopping you there. So, what were my first impressions when I finally landed in London? It was bloody fantastic. Arriving in May, the weather was just starting to warm up in the lead up to summer. It was kind of the perfect time to arrive. The city felt so alive, and from the museums to the theatre to the pubs, there is always something going on. The streets and parks were always bustling with people. The different neighbourhoods brought such a unique feel that kept the discovery really fun. There is something about exploring a city that is so rich in history and different cultures, and the way that it blends the modern with the old so well. The days were also getting longer, which meant exploring a lot more before the sun even set. My other friends arrived in the autumn leading up to winter, which can be a challenging move, as they never really experienced the summer and instead only experienced the cold and darkness first thing for a couple of months. So just be mindful of that. The one thing that was a kick in the gut in London was the cost of everything. In relation to the Australian currency exchange, almost everything besides groceries cost almost double in price, which was a stark realization. But it is definitely manageable if you don't eat out all the time and are more mindful of how much you spend. A couple of months on and here I am. I'm currently settled and extremely happy with my place, this city, and the job that I'm currently in. And I'm finally earning pounds. I learned a few lessons along the way that was pivotal in finding comfort in moving abroad. Number 1 was having a routine. For me, that was working out again, whether if it was going to the gym, running, or swimming. Just moving my body around and feeling in touch with my own body was really important and made me feel so much better. 2, prioritize making your home feel like home. When I moved in, my priority was to get plants, lights, and fill my room with colors that reminded me of home and made me happy. It makes such a difference. 3, finding beauty in the environment around you. For me, this was achieved through my love of photography, but for you, it could be going to the park and meditating, or reading a book, or just going for a run. Being able to just stop and appreciate what you have is always such a good thing to do. And 4, probably one of the most important things is meet others. There's nothing worse than not knowing anyone in this new city. Especially in a big city like this, there are many ways to meet other people. You could join a sports team, a chess club, or whatever you find interest in. A great website to do this is on meetup.com, which has a plethora of meetup options for all sorts of activities. Or join a Facebook group for singles and travelers. For me personally, I met up with other photographers on photo walks by DMing them on Instagram. And meeting other people just made my experience so much better. You just need to put in the work and make that experience happen. Don't get me wrong, this was all really daunting to do at first, on top of finding a place to live and finding a job. But building familiarity in a new place and building those social circles are critical in being able to settle in, but also necessary to then allow yourself to learn and then finally be open to new experiences. So, if you guys are interested in some more tips about London in terms of the cost of living and other things, just like and subscribe and expect more content soon. Until next time, see ya.